Dontaesboxingnation, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Now, the first thing I want to say is congratulations to Gennady Golovkin for putting on an excellent performance. I thought almost everything that he did was impressive for many different reasons. The first thing I was impressed with is how he stayed behind the jab and basically outboxed Curtis Stevens in an aggressive way. Now, I told you guys in my prediction video that if he stayed behind the jab, he should pretty much have an easy time and may possibly get a late night or a late round stoppage, I should say. Like I said, there was many different things I was impressed with. I thought when I was looking at the fight, I thought I was looking at a middleweight Vladimir Klitschko, because that's exactly the way Gennady Golovkin looked in there. He looked like a Vladimir Klitschko. He was doing the smart thing. He knew he had a power puncher in there, and he was trying to outbox the puncher, but at the same time, gaining enough respect to let the other guy know that he was a puncher as well, and even a bigger puncher. Now, right before I made this video, I was reading an article where Golovkin's trainer basically said that Curtis Stevens was tougher than they thought he was. Now, to me, that suggested that they basically had looked at Curtis Stevens, they looked at his record, and they looked at his knockout loss, and they looked at the fact that he had lost to Jesse Brinkley. And I think they really thought they were going to go in here and this was going to be real easy work. I think they thought they were just going to run this guy over. And that wasn't the case. Curtis Stevens, he put up a very good fight. It was very competitive. And, you know, he may have exposed Gennady Golovkin just a teeny bit. And you know what? I'm not even going to say he exposed him. Let's just say he made Gennady Golovkin look a little bit more human. He was able to back up Golovkin at points. But what I really was impressed with when it comes to Triple G is how he kept his composure. All right? Never did he look frustrated. And even though Gennady Golovkin, he got caught with some really good shots that may have staggered him a little bit, he never showed a lack of confidence. Or maybe I should say he never showed that he was losing any confidence. Kind of like he showed when he fought against Kassim Ouma. That was when Triple G was a lot younger and didn't have the experience he has now. But when he fought against Kassim Ouma, he looked like he was starting to lose a little confidence. He was a little bit frustrated. That was a very competitive matchup. But I could see the progression from the Kassim Ouma fight to the Stevens fight. It's not too many things that Golovkin doesn't do well. He goes to the body in a vicious way. Like I said, he knows how to jab. He has head movement. He still has a good defense. There was, you know, he was still blocking a lot of Curtis Stevens' power shots and counter punches. For a guy as aggressive as Golovkin, he doesn't get hit as much as you would expect a fighter like him to get hit. And I just want to go back to what I said earlier. When I said that Triple G, he looked like a Vladimir Klitschko. Understand, I mean Vladimir Klitschko minus the tying up and holding and the punch and grab style. I'm talking about more of a, you know, Vladimir Klitschko when he was an undefeated prospect, before he got knocked out, before he became gun shy, using that reach, using that great jab. And so the question now is, will Sergio Martinez finally step up and fight this man who has proven himself over and over, proven that he deserves to fight the #1 ranked middleweight champion in the world, Sergio Martinez? All right. Now, let's go back to some of the excuses that Team Martinez, they made previously. Okay, now before Golovkin fought Macklin, Team Sergio Martinez and his promoter, they were saying, well, you know, Triple G, he hasn't fought anyone. He hasn't fought any noticeable names, anyone that we've ever heard of, etc., etc. This was before the Macklin fight, right? Now, keep in mind, though, at that same time, they had no problem fighting against Julio Cesar Chavez, who also hadn't really fought anybody. All right, but let's move on. So Golovkin, he goes out there and he knocks out Macklin very easy. Far more impressive than Sergio Martinez did, because we all know that Martinez, he struggled against the same Macklin. All right? So, you know, before, like I said, first they say Golovkin, he hasn't fought anyone. And then Golovkin fights the same opponent that he did, and did it in a better and more impressive fashion. Then, all of a sudden, Curtis Stevens pops up out of nowhere, and he's knocking cats out in the first round. And then Team Martinez, they make another excuse by basically trying to sit Curtis Stevens on Gennady Golovkin by basically saying, you know what, yeah, so he beat Macklin, but Macklin was damaged goods because whoever Martinez fights, they're never the same anymore. Oh, yeah, right. We really believe that shit, right? So then they say, if he wants to fight us, he needs to fight some young, strong, contender like Curtis Stevens. So now Gennady, he knocks out Curtis Stevens. Now, what is the excuse, Sergio? What is the holdup to make the biggest fight that can be made in the middleweight division? There is no other fighter that deserves a fight with Sergio Martinez more than Golovkin does. All right? If Sergio Martinez wants to call himself pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, this is the time to prove it. This is the time to prove it. I don't want to hear all this past his prime, all of this bullshit, because we all know right now that Floyd Mayweather is beating fighters in his late 30s, and Bernard Hopkins is dominating fighters 15, 18 years younger than them. All right? So call it whatever it is, but Sergio Martinez, he needs to make this happen. I doubt that he will, because Sergio Martinez knows, just like I know, that Golovkin would destroy Sergio Martinez. As simple as that. So Sergio, he'll probably avoid this fight and completely duck him. I'd be very surprised if he takes this fight. He'll most likely try to pursue a fight with Canelo Alvarez, which is another good fight. But, like I said, once again, you're not proving that you're the best fighter in the world, at least in the middleweight division. All right? There shouldn't be any fighter in that division that people believe would beat you easy. It's time for Sergio to step up. Stop fighting these European bums and struggling against them and fight a real challenge. But it most likely won't happen. And that's the difference from a Sergio Martinez versus an Andre Ward. Because an Andre Ward, he's willing to take on all challenges, all comers. And honestly, Andre Ward is probably the only fighter who would beat Golovkin, guaranteed. I truly believe that. And unfortunately for Golovkin, eventually he may have no one else to fight but Andre Ward. Because realistically, Golovkin, he's closer in weight to Andre Ward than he is to like a Floyd Mayweather. Because he's so much bigger than Floyd Mayweather and stronger, 2 divisions bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Basically, like I said, we all know that Floyd Mayweather, he didn't even fight at 154 when he fought against Canelo. He fought at 150. And even when he fought other fighters at 154, he always came in at 150. So we know that Golovkin is about 2 divisions bigger than Floyd Mayweather. He would definitely give Floyd Mayweather a hell of a fight. It would be an extremely competitive fight because not only is he so much bigger and stronger than Floyd Mayweather, but he has an amateur pedigree. That's the secret right there. He has an amateur pedigree. He's aggressive and he has skill, on top of the size. But like I said, that fight most likely won't happen because he's so much bigger and he's so much closer to Andre Ward than he is to Floyd Mayweather. But then again, I've been wrong on assuming what Floyd Mayweather would do when it comes to weight advantages. So who knows? Floyd Mayweather is always looking for a challenge. But I really see Andre Ward, Golovkin happening before that actually happens. So, yeah, man, that's basically what I see. Peter Quillen, just to throw him in there. I think you guys probably already know. Peter Quillen, he would get smashed as far as I'm concerned if he were to go up against Golovkin. The only man that beats Golovkin for sure is Andre Ward, in my opinion. Floyd Mayweather would still most likely outbox him even with a massive size disadvantage. But at the same time, out of everyone, because Golovkin has such a size advantage over him, he would give Floyd Mayweather probably his best fight. So that's all I have to say on this one, guys. I'm on to the next one.